but it did get me thinking about superstitions. So today we're diving headfirst into the wacky world of superstitions to see if they're true or total trash. Alright, let's start with a classic. Breaking a mirror. It's one of those superstitions that everyone seems to know about, but have you ever wondered why? Why 7 years? Why not 5 or 10? 7 years of bad luck. 7 years. That's a long time to be unlucky. Imagine all the things that could go wrong in that period. Apparently, this one comes from the ancient Romans who thought mirrors were like portals to your soul or something. They believed that a mirror didn't just reflect your image, but also your soul. Break the mirror, you break your soul. And since they believed the soul regenerates every 7 years, that's how long it would take to recover from the bad luck. So what do you think? Is this superstition just a relic of the past, or does it still hold some power over us today? Next up, we've got walking under a ladder. Another superstition with ancient roots. This time we're going all the way back to Egypt, where triangles were like super sacred. And a ladder leaning against a wall. Total triangle alert. Walking through that triangle. Major disrespect. But let's be real. Walking under a ladder is just asking for trouble, right? I mean, you could knock the ladder over, spill paint on yourself, maybe even meet the business end of a hammer. So, is this superstition just ancient safety advice in disguise? Or is there something more mystical at play? You tell me. Friday the 13th, the day even horror movies are afraid of. Some people blame it on the Last Supper, where Judas, the bad guy, was the 13th guest. Others say it's because a bunch of Knights Templar got arrested on a Friday the 13th back in the day. But honestly, isn't every day a little bit risky? I mean, you could spill coffee on yourself, miss the bus, or accidentally text your boss something embarrassing. So, is Friday the 13th really cursed? Or are we just letting a few spooky stories get to our heads? Moving on to another intriguing exploration of everyday superstitions. Opening an umbrella indoors. Bad luck or bad manners? This age-old question has puzzled many. It started in Victorian England, where umbrellas were giant, pointy metal things. Opening one indoors was like wielding a weapon. Imagine the chaos and potential injuries. So is this superstition a warning from beyond or just common sense? Maybe it's both. Let me know what you think. Have you ever opened an umbrella indoors? Now let's jump to black cats. Agents of darkness or cuddly companions. Black cats. The ultimate symbol of Halloween spookiness. In some places they're bad luck. In others they're good luck. Talk about confusing. This superstition comes from medieval Europe, where people thought black cats were witches' familiars, or even witches in disguise. But come on, have you ever met a black cat? They're just fluffy little ninjas with great PR. So, are black cats really harbingers of doom? Or are they just misunderstood cuddle monsters? Cast your vote now. Up next, knocking on wood. Summoning spirits or just plain knock-knock jokes. Knocking on wood. It's a practice that dates back centuries, believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck. But is there more to it than just superstition? Because when in doubt, find the nearest tree or table and give it a good knock. It's almost instinctual, isn't it? Or someone's head and start tapping. But why do we do it? Is it just a quirky habit, or is there a deeper meaning? The idea is that you're calling on good spirits for protection. Ancient cultures believed spirits lived in trees and knocking would invoke their help. But are spirits really just hanging out in our furniture, waiting for us to give them a sign? Or is it just a comforting thought? And what happens if you knock on plastic? Does it still count, or does it break the spell? Do you summon a different kind of spirit? Maybe a modern synthetic one? I have so many questions. The more you think about it, the more curious it gets. So, is knocking on wood a legit way to ward off bad vibes, or just a psychological trick to make us feel better? On to the next. Spilling salt. Devilishly bad, or just a messy situation? Spilling salt. A recipe for disaster? Or just a really annoying thing to clean up? This superstition says that spilling salt invites the devil himself to your dinner party. And apparently he hangs out over your left shoulder. Rude. But honestly, salt was a precious commodity back in the day. Spilling it was probably a big deal. So, is this superstition a satanic showdown waiting to happen, or just a reminder to be careful with the condiments? You be the judge. Next in line, crossing your fingers. Wishful thinking, or a force field of fortune. Last but not least, we've got crossing your fingers. The universal sign for I really, really hope this works out. This one supposedly comes from early Christianity, where the cross was thought to protect against evil. But let's be real, does crossing your fingers actually change anything? Does it make you luckier? Does it make your wishes come true? Or is it just a way to channel our inner optimist and hope for the best? Give me your take in the comments. So, there you have it. 8 superstitions, debated and dissected. Do you follow any of these, or are you a skeptic through and through? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey through the strange world of